In this video, I'm going to show you how to get your Google Home devices set up in SmartThings so you can use them in automations. Hi, this is Justin from Simply Smart, where we make smart home technology as easy as 1, 2, 3. So if you're interested in smart home technology, consider subscribing for more content like this. Also, if you're interested in building the ultimate smart home, check out the video description for the 3 simple steps to get started. And what we're going to do in this video is we're going to show you how to add your Google devices into your SmartThings so you can use them in automations. So basically how Google normally works is you ask Google something and it does something in your SmartThings. So what we want to do is we want something in our SmartThings to happen and then Google actually say something. So what we're going to be focusing on is trying to get Google to speak using our SmartThings. So it's very easy. What we're going to be installing is this Cast Web API. So basically this is a bridge on your home network that will link your SmartThings to your Google device. And your Google devices will actually be shown in the Things section of your SmartThings app. Now you have to be using the classic app currently for this to work. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go through these installation instructions real quick and just go through step by step. It's relatively easy, but there are a few strange things that could be confusing. So basically the first step is just an overview of the steps that we're going to do. So let's just go down to the Let's Go. So the first thing we need to do is download the Cast Web API. So let's go ahead and click here. And it's going to open up this page. So depending on what device you're on, I am on a computer, so I'm going to be downloading the exe file. If you were on a Mac, I think you would download the DMG file. I don't have a Mac, so I'm not exactly sure. And I'll also do another video on how to install this on an Android tablet. So I'm just going to click on the exe file here. That's going to download in our bottom left corner. And we just click on the download once it's finished. It's going to open up and just click on more info and click run anyway. And then it's going to open the setup. All right, now once it opens up, you can see that it's actually opened up the Cast Web API desktop application. And you want to make sure that your auto start is selected to be on, because this has to be running on your computer for this to work. This is what's making the connection between SmartThings and Google. Now, I had an issue with this. So it's choosing this crazy IP address. This should be a normal IP address that basically your other devices are using on your network. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to set this IP address to be the one of my actual computer. So how we're going to do that is we just need to go over to the Start menu, and in the search, type in CMD, hit Enter, and that's going to open up the command line. Once on the command line, just type in ipconfig and click Enter. All right, so now what it's going to do is it's going to tell you your actual IP address. And what we want is this one here where it says 192.168.1.94. So you just go to the settings cog in the bottom right. And it's going to open up this window. And what we need to do is change the host name. So let's type in. All right, and now we're just going to click on Save. And now it says it's saved. And we can close this, and then what you want to do is just click on Stop and then click on Start. And now you can see that our IP address is our IP address that's over here, and it's the same in both places. All right, so that's pretty much it for that step. So what we can do is we can just go ahead and minimize this, and then what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to log into our SmartThings IDE. So just tap on this. and then you just want to sign in with your Samsung account. All right, now once logged in, you're going to want to add 2 device handlers. So they say click here to get to the device handler. So we're going to click on that. It's going to open up this code, and if you hit Control A on your keyboard, it's going to select everything all the way to the very bottom, including this last little thing here. And we're just going to click copy, Control C, and then you go back over to your SmartThings. So what you need to do is first go over to My Locations, tap on your home location, and then go over to My Device Handlers. So you should have something there. You just want to make sure you're in your correct location. If you install it not in your home location, it won't work. Nothing will happen because it's not actually connected to your SmartThings hub. So what we need to do is go to the upper right hand corner here and click on Create New Device Handler. Then you want to choose From Code, and then you want to click here and hit Control V, and that's going to paste in the code that we had copied. Click on Create, and it's going to say at the top, Created Smart Device. If you didn't actually select everything, it may give you an error. So if you do get that error, just go back and make sure you selected everything from top to bottom. Then what you want to do is click on Publish and click on For Me. And now you can see device type published successfully. Now if we go back to the instructions, we also have a second device handler that must be added. So we're going to click on here, and we're going to copy this code again, Control A, Control C, and go back over to our SmartThings. Click on My Device Handlers, click on Create New Device Handler, click on From Code, and paste this code in. And then go ahead and click Create, and then hit Publish For Me. So now you can see it's published again successfully. Now we go back to the instructions, and we have one more thing to add, which is the Service Manager. So this is going to be actually a smart app. So we're going to click here, and we're going to go ahead and copy the whole thing, Control C, click on My Smart Apps. All right, now once in here, just click on the same thing basically at the top, New Smart Apps. And we're going to do From Code. We're going to paste in our code, click on Create, and click on Publish For Me. And it's published. So we go back to the instructions, and we've done everything, all 3 of these things. So we can go ahead and click Next. All right, so now what we need to do is we need to go into our mobile device. So we're going to go into our SmartThings app. All right, so remember you have to be in the SmartThings Classic app for this to work. So in the Classic app, what we need to do is go to the Automation tab at the bottom. All right, now once in the Automation tab, we need to be on the Smart App tab at the top. Go all the way to the bottom and click on Add a Smart App. Go all the way to the bottom again and click on My Apps. And what we are looking for in here is the Cast Web Service Manager. Let's go ahead and tap on that. And then what we need to do is we need to put in the host address. All right, so what we're going to do is type in the 192.168.1.94, a colon, and 3000. And then we need to do one more thing. Basically all the red things need to be completed. Service Manager log level. I don't know exactly what this does. Let's just put 4 to be safe. Hit done and click on Save. All right, now it says the Cast Web Service Manager is now installed and automating. And what that means is now it is going to be under our Smart Apps section. So if we go up a little bit, it's actually right above Echo Speaks. So if you tap on that, you can see that it has the two inputs that we already entered, the API host address and the service manager log level. So let's go ahead and test the API connection. So remember, you have to have this running on your computer for this to work, or your whatever you installed it on. You have to have that Cast Web API online. So we're going to go ahead and click on the Test API connection, and then we just need to sit here and wait for a little while just to be sure that we have an actual connection. And there you go. It says connected, OK, and then 200. So we're going to go ahead and click on Done. So we know that our SmartThings is able to connect to the Cast Web API. And now what we need to do is go a little bit further down where it says Discover Devices. Just tap on Discover Devices, and it's going to say that it has found 6 devices. So these are all of my Android devices. So I have 2 NVIDIA Shields here. The kitchen is a Google Home Mini, the master bedroom is a Google Home Mini, and the bonus is a Google Home Mini. So I'm just going to add in my kitchen, master bedroom, and bonus. So we're just going to tap those off and then click on Done. Now we just need to click on the next button. All right, and now it says done. These devices have been added, so all we need to do is click Save. All right, now we can go over to the My Home section. All right, so now you can see 4 different devices that have been added. We have the Cast Web API, and we have 3 Cast Web devices. So one of these is the master bedroom, one of these is a kitchen, and one of these is the bonus. So I do have the bonus one right next to me here. So let's first go into the Cast Web API. So if we tap on that, all right, and then we can go up to the settings cog in the upper right. All right, so what I like to do is I like to, at the bottom where it says don't sync cast device names from API, let's toggle that on and click Save. So I only have one of these devices next to me, so we just need to figure out which one that is. So let's just go into the first one. And what you can do is just go into the volume and just tap it up or down. So I heard nothing on my device and nothing happened there. So I'm going to go ahead and close this. And let's try the middle one. And there we go. So now I know that that is the device because I hear it and I can see the lights on the top. All right, so if we close this, now what we can do is we can go to the settings of this device, and instead of having it just be Cast Web Device, and click on Save. Let's also change the Cast Web name as well. So let's just change this to be Google Cast. Click on Done and click on Save. All right, so there we have our 2 devices. We have Google Cast and Google Office. And once I figure out what the other 2 are, I'll go ahead and name those Google in the beginning so they all are grouped together in the list here. So the next thing we need to do is just really test this. All right, so we are over on SharpTools now, and since we just added those Google devices, we would have to go to the Manage Connections section. So we're going to go to Manage Connection, and we're going to go to SmartThings. And we just need to sign in with our Samsung account. All right, and then once signed in, we just need to choose your location. So I have the home location. And then we're just going to go down and we're just going to check off the items that are not checked. So it's going to be all of the Google items. And I actually went down and labeled all the other ones so I would know what they were. And you can see they show in multiple categories because it's a speech synthesizer, they are music players, and looks like we have everything checked off. So we just need to go to the very bottom and click authorize. All right, so it has synchronized all of our devices. So now what we need to do is create a rule to have our Google device speak. So we're just going to go into manage rules. And we just need to go to the very bottom of the rules engine and click create rule. So we're just going to give it a name. So we're just going to say Google Office test and just say speaking test. And then I'm going to create a trigger. So we're going to do an event trigger, and we're going to choose a device. So I've created a virtual device that I use for testing, and it's the SharpTools run. So I'm going to change that to be a switch. Changes to, let's do off. And I'm actually going to add two device triggers. One when I turn the switch on, and one when I turn it off. That way it will be easier to test. Each time I switch it, it will do the same action. Alright, so we have those two triggers set up, and now what we need to do is go down to the flow section and hit the plus sign. So we're going to do an action, and we're going to choose a device, and we're going to choose our Google Office. Alright, and now we have all of these different options. So you can mute it, you can go to the next track, you can turn it on or off, pause, play, play preset, play text and restore, play text and resume, play track and restore, play track and resume, pull, presets, previous track, refresh, restore track, resume track, set level, set track, speak, stop, unmute. So we're going to be using the speak. So we're going to tap on speak. If you toggle on the advanced in the upper right hand corner, you can actually click on this, and then you have all of these different options here. But we're just going to use a string, which is text. So it's just going to say, hello, I am Google Home, and I am talking through SmartThings and SharpTools. Now that is cool. Now all we have to do is click on the save button here, and we just need to save the overall rule. We have it the way we want it, and we're just going to click on save. Alright, so now to test our rule, all we need to do is toggle that virtual switch, which is the SharpTools run, which is at the very top of our list here. And all we need to do is turn it on.
Hello, I am Google Home and I am talking through SmartThings and SharpTools. Now that is cool.
Alright, so you can see that the test worked. That is pretty cool. So now what you can do is you can add voices into your automations using your Google devices. Now there is also another integration where you can basically make an announcement on all of your Google devices, and I will have another video on how to set that up. Also, if you go into your Google device and you go into the settings and we just go to the bottom, you have some options down here. So you use Google's TTS voice. Let's go ahead and toggle that to be on. And then you can also choose a voice. So you have all of these different languages and accents. All of the ones that start with EN are the English voices. So if we just choose English GB, which is Great Britain, tap on that, tap on done, tap on save, and now we go back out to our My Home section. We can toggle the virtual switch to be off. It will basically say the same stuff that we have here, but it will be in a different voice with an accent.
Hello, I am Google Home and I am talking through SmartThings and SharpTools. Now that is cool.
So you can see that that voice is quite a bit different, and there's a bunch of choices in there. You can also do different languages, so there's all different kinds of choices in there with the voices. I hope you found that video helpful. Now you can get all of your Google devices speaking using the SmartThings and SharpTools. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments section, and I will see you in the next video.